As the saying goes, if I had a pound for every time someone asked me whether what I was giving up for Lent, well, I'd be rich. Giving something up for Lent seems to be a tradition that's burst the banks of the church and is well and truly out there in the life of the community as an idea at least. It seems to be a bit rich this year asking people what they're giving up for Lent, because for all of us, except the odd politician and their friends who have brazenly asked for sacrifice from the rest of us whilst travelling about the country testing their eyesight and on other unnecessary journeys, it does seem a bit rich this year asking people what they're giving up for Lent, because all of us have been asked to give up so much already this year. Our freedom for one, not being able to go out and about, but also the pain of not being able to meet up with family and give them a hug or sit around a table with them and eat food. Relationships have been preserved rather than developed and flourished. Things that used to feel so natural and mundane are now the subject only of our dreams. And of course, there are those who have lost their jobs, finding difficulty paying the rent or the mortgage. The queues in the food banks are really very telling. Talking about giving up something for Lent in the middle of all this seems more than a little bit insensitive, I suppose. It's Fair Trade Fortnight at the moment, a time when we are asked to think about what's fair. When we buy food in the shops, are the people who have grown it, packed it and transported it paid fairly for their work, or are they ripped off by the multinational buyers? Is it fair that so many people are dependent on food banks in our country? If your family is anything like mine, you will all be a bit fed up and desperate to get back to going out and seeing each other. We all want lockdown to end. We want our freedom back. We want life to start again. But we will have to watch to make sure that those who have suffered most are treated fairly. You know, perhaps Lent has something to say to us after all. Because as tough as it sounds, for a little while, we have to not give up giving up. Not giving up something of our freedom, living with our longings a bit longer so that we can all be free and safe and life can somewhat normalise. So what am I giving up for Lent this year? Well, I'm going to try hard to go on giving up the same as what I, along with you all, have had to give up all this year. Holding back, making the sacrifices necessary to stay well myself and to help my neighbours stay well too. Being patient as we come out of lockdown, I'm going to try and resist the temptation to give up on the struggle of getting the better of this virus. I'm going to try and do what's right and fair for my neighbours and my family, who I have missed so much. It's going to be tough for a little while yet, but the winter is behind us, the spring is coming, nights are getting lighter, and soon it will be Easter, and the fullness of life we have longed for will come. And then we can all be together again. This year of all years, giving up something for Lent can really make all the difference. Thank you for listening.